Yeah, this song beautiful right here. Codecast, we're live. Phrase, R, M-Child, Celis, DS, Wells. You know, we're about to introduce you to something beautiful. Yo, with us, you know, grind is a given. Either cooking something the chef or I'm spitting. Came from the bottom with nothing to top chillin'. We do it for hood legends, those past are still living. With us, you know, grind is a given. Either cooking something the chef or I'm spitting. Came from the bottom with nothing to top chillin'. We do it for hood legends, those past are still living.
That's my workout music right there, boy. Grind is a given by All Shades Phrase featuring RP, Westside, Brentwood. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Game Show with your host, RJ Carter. Here's a brief bio about me. I'm a peak performance coach, retro futurist, lifestyle scientist, fitness athlete, and visionary. We all have blueprints for our own success, and this is a platform to give others more options than what they have in front of them in this game called life. My acronym for GAME is Gaining Advanced Mental Excellence, because with mental excellence, both physical and spiritual excellence can follow suit. This show is brought to you by Active Chiropractic Care, located in Comac, New York. And Align Posture leads for success to foster. Say the promo code SUPERSTAR15 and you will get a complimentary spinal examination that'll lead you on your journey for peak performance. This show is also brought to you by Long Island Fitness Experts Alliance. Get in contact with the Life Alliance trainer and you will be guaranteed to add life to your years. Dr. David Ackerman is an innovator in the field of chiropractic care. With numerous degrees and specialized certifications and his own chiropractic practice, he has amassed a lengthy resume in a very short time. In this interview, we clarify many misconceptions people may have with the chiropractic field, his own training evolution in recent years, and talk about the mission behind Active Chiropractic Care and the Life Alliance. Let's kick that good game, y'all. How's it going, Dr. Ackerman?
It's going well. How about yourself?
It's going great, going great. So listen, now being the first person to launch the series, I just want to say thank you for it.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to talk to you about, fitness and everything, and we're going to go over various topics. So first off, tell us about your history with fitness and training.
Oh, great. I went to school for exercise science,
Okay.
And then I went on to chiropractic college. After that, I got to work with people one-on-one as a personal trainer at the New York Sports Club for 4 years, and I learned a lot with people and learning about different injuries and how to work with them and work around them. And I also had an opportunity to work with those people in my office as a chiropractor as well.
Okay. And now I just want to ask you, there's a lot of misconceptions about your practice, the field of chiropractic care. So I just wanted you to clarify a lot of the so-called myths regarding chiropractic care and just, let everyone know how beneficial it is and how great it is.
Thank you. Absolutely. Well, if you have a spine, then you definitely want to be seeing a chiropractor throughout the course of your lifetime. Just like going to see a dentist for the health of your teeth, it's important that you go to see a chiropractor for the health of your spine. And that's where a lot of misconceptions have arrived from, because a lot of people think that you have to go to a chiropractor forever because it's something that, once you do it, you can't stop. But it's just like any part of your health. Once you start taking care of your health in a certain way, you want to keep up with that part of your health. So going to a chiropractor is just a healthy part of a routine that you should do to keep your body healthy on the inside as well as the outside.
Okay, great. I love it. Now, in terms of your own personal fitness, what's the biggest transformation, or I'm not going to say biggest, but transformation that you've made within the last 5 years? Just give me a few things, a few key points that people could take away from that.
Absolutely. I've had some major transformations over the past 5 years, so I'm happy that you asked that question. I went from being a bodybuilder and somebody who lifted very heavy and had a very regimented, traditional workout, chest, back, bis, tris, legs.
Bodybuilder split.
Yeah. To somebody who now puts a much bigger emphasis on function and balance and stability, flexibility, really want to become more of an athlete so that I can do anything from, run a good 100-meter sprint or do some pull-ups so I can go rock climbing and climb over something that maybe be 10 feet tall.
Right.
So the idea is I've gotten a lot more functional with myself, and I've noticed that I feel so much better. I have more energy. I feel lighter on my feet, And just overall, I'm more excited about working out now because the sky's the limit. Where before I can only bench press so much. Right. But now I'm still learning new things that I want to do.
And now, what was the change? What brought that about?
That's a great question. Well, actually, I got injured myself, and it was a very humbling experience.
What kind of injury, if you don't mind me asking?
Of course, I herniated some discs in my neck and my lower back, and I tore my left shoulder labrum and my left shoulder rotator cuff muscles. Wow. So yes, very, very significant injury. I was actually more injured than a lot of the people I was working on as patients at the time. Wow. So definitely it was a eye-opening situation. It made me really reevaluate my own health and the routines that I had in place, and it really encouraged me to apply everything that I was recommending to everyone else. So getting adjusted on a regular basis. Now I get adjusted once a week. It's been something that's helped me tremendously. I do all of my own rehabilitation, and I continue on with those exercises. Changed my diet completely. It's been a complete overhaul. So now I can look back on it and I can honestly say getting hurt was the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Right. Sometimes injury is the best teacher. And now in terms of diet, what changes have you made?
Great question. I completely got rid of all milk, cheese, dairy, and bread, processed sugars, processed foods. I've incorporated tons of greens, lots of organic meats, only white meat, fish. I drink, I should say, alkaline water, which is something that's helped me tremendously. I'm really concentrating on reducing the amount of inflammation in my body and also fueling my body. So eating more for how I feel and how I function versus trying to maintain a certain weight or trying to get stronger at a certain exercise. Right.
And now let me ask you something. Now with the reduction in inflammation, how has that helped your adjustments, your own personal adjustments?
For myself, it's been night and day. I can honestly say that I haven't had pain for months, which for me, being in a very physical profession, working on people as well, there's a lot of potential for causing misalignment and causing pain. So definitely I'm holding my adjustments so much better. My energy levels, my mood, everything is so much more consistent throughout the day, and I attribute a lot of that to reducing the inflammation in my body.
Nice, I love it.
Thank you.
And also, any people going into this field, the field of personal training or chiropractic care, what takeaways can they get? What things do you recommend? From your own personal experience, everyone has a different experience, but what are things that you felt that were beneficial to avoid as well as to take in?
Definitely, I think the most important thing is practicing what you preach. Everything that I've done along the way, I've learned through myself. I've implemented on myself, and once you find something that truly resonates with you, you will be able to share it with other people, and you're coming from a place of experience, and this way it'll really show to them that this is not just something that you're telling them, but it's something that you've done yourself, has worked for you, and most importantly, continues to work for you.
Okay, I love it, man.
Thank you.
And Tony Robbins, inspirational figure.
Absolutely.
And you saw him recently. Mm-hmm. How has that impacted your practice?
Wow, it's definitely been a contagious energy that we brought back from the show. It was the kind of thing where I was exhausted when I got back from Tony Robbins. He has just so much energy. He's just an abundance of positivity and motivation, and he had us doing so many exercises that made us step out of our comfort zone. Really? Which was needed for personal growth. However, when I came back, I was so exhausted. So initially, I would say that the practice almost suffered because I was trying to catch my wind and trying to really regroup and really let everything that I learned sink in. Mm-hmm. But I must say, moving forward, everything has just really fallen into place, and it's almost like the things that we were visualizing that weekend are now starting to come into fruition. Nice. And it's something that's been effortless. So we've been just making a subconscious effort, and it's been happening consciously.
Nice. And also being a member as well as of the Life Alliance, and you're the founder of Life Alliance. Can you just go into detail about that?
Absolutely. So the Life Alliance, the Long Island Fitness Experts, it's a group of health experts, health professionals, personal trainers, life coaches, medical doctors, physical therapists. Basically, if somebody has an interest in learning more about health and wellness and how to help people through natural avenues, then they should definitely check into the Life Alliance. The Life Alliance for me has helped me tremendously. It keeps me energized, it keeps me in tune with all of my friends and all of my co-workers, and it really gives me something to recharge myself both mentally and physically each month.
Nice. Now, is it restricted to just people from Long Island and fitness professionals from Long Island, or is this something that you're looking to branch out worldwide?
I would love it to grow and become a worldwide movement. Definitely, if someone's willing to travel from wherever, they're always welcome to attend our meetings. We can always learn from them and from what's going on in their communities, and we would love to share with them what we're doing here with ours.
Perfect. So now also, I just wanted to ask you, in terms of, your training yourself, what are best practices you feel for athletes or even bodybuilders?
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend some changes? Would you just say negate bodybuilding as a whole, or would you say add some more functional movements? I just want to get your...
It's a great question. Definitely don't negate bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding. I definitely think that it's important, especially for strength and for building bone density, and you need certain muscle mass so that you can protect your joints and you can lift heavier objects in your lifetime so that you don't get injured. So I'm all for powerlifting, strength training, and bodybuilding, but definitely incorporating a more active, dynamic warm-up. So making sure that your joints are fully warmed up, the muscles are ready for the movement, avoiding maybe overhead pressing in excess. So keeping your overhead presses to a minimum, avoiding heavy deadlifts. Focusing on your form when you're doing a deadlift. Same thing with squats. You can always improve your form or go a little bit slower with the weight instead of just racking on more and more weight. So I think that's more important is focusing on your form, focusing on the movement, and not as much on just loading on the weight.
Okay. I like that. And your experience with alkaline water, just want to go a little bit more into detail about that. So
Absolutely.
How did that start?
How did it start? It's a great question. It started with my schooling and also hearing it from all different aspects. Tony Robbins is one of the people who talks about the alkalinity of the body. As I learned more about the alkalinity of the body, how important it is to keep your body alkaline, I started to learn more about alkaline water. And in the beginning, I wasn't a believer. I actually was one of their biggest skeptics, and I would go to them and I would almost try to disprove them on the fact that this isn't something that's even real. Which once they showed to me how to measure the pH and showed me the difference between regular alkaline water and regular water, then I started to drink it myself, and that's when it was just a game changer. Nice. The amount of mental clarity I've had, sustained energy throughout the day. I don't drink coffee anymore, which was a huge crutch for me, and I just noticed my workouts are through the roof. Where I have better workouts, I'm hydrated better. In the mornings when I wake up, I drink alkaline water, and my body just absorbs it like a sponge. Instead of in the past, it would kind of just bloat me and make my stomach distended.
Right. So
alkaline water, to break it down, why this is something I think is working, it's the microcluster of the H2O. So they take an H2O molecule and they condense it down. So it can get through your cells a lot easier. So you're able to absorb the water itself better than regular water. And then the fact that it's more alkaline, your body is more likely to utilize it because it's more in tune with your body's natural pH.
Nice. I love it. And another thing I want to ask you, I say one thing a lot. That's just that's my word that I use. So, wanted to ask you in regards of your own personal, your performance. Has it gone up since the crossover, since the change, in terms of training? Because you're not beating your body up anymore.
Absolutely.
You're respecting your body.
Yes.
And it's rewarding you back with performance.
In dividends, it is definitely, my body has been performing better. So now I'm 31 years old. I feel better now than when I did when I was in my 20s. And maybe I can't bench press as much, maybe I can't bicep curl as much, but I feel like a machine when I'm out there doing track work or climbing bleachers. I can feel the muscles working, where in the past I couldn't really tell you what muscle was doing what.
Right.
And I just feel more in tune with my nervous system. Everything is communicating better, so I definitely feel more of an athlete now than I have ever before.
Nice. And do you think this is something that's a gradual process for people that work out? Like they have to go through the aches and pains to eventually get to this level, or do you think it's something that should be introduced very early?
It's a great question. I think it's something that should be introduced very early. However, I think it's human nature where we first want to go straight to getting the results. Right. You know, I know for me, I wanted to see muscles before I can do anything else. So I did just chest press and bicep curls, 4 or 5 days a week. Wow. And then eventually I started becoming overdeveloped, and I said, I need to start working out my back.
Right.
And then eventually I said, wow, I'm really top heavy. What about my legs? Right. And then eventually I started working out my legs. But then I realized, okay, now I've got some muscle mass, but I can't do anything with it.
Right.
So now how do I run? How do I do more yoga and things like that? So I think human nature is you want to get as big as you can first, and then you have to kind of learn in reverse, right? Then going backwards and seeing where did I make the mistakes and how can I fix them.
I love it. And there seems to be a generational misunderstanding with, chiropractic care. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, it's, I don't know if I want to say it correctly, a younger group, younger demographic, they don't understand it. Mm-hmm. Where older people, I'm sure most of your people that come in are regulars are older people, older population. But the younger, is so-and-so little mix?
Sure, definitely, right. Well, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Most people don't come in until they're a little bit older and they start feeling pain.
Right.
And then they say, I better go to the chiropractor because they understand that taking medicine is just masking the pain. Right. And they don't want to be on prescriptions for the rest of their life. So you're absolutely right. Most people who come in, it's usually in their later 30s and 40s and 50s and on. Right. However, I think it's starting to catch on that the younger generations are starting to realize that we need to do more body work. Right, a lot of people are now starting to understand how they have to use a foam roller and they have to work out their muscles, and they understand that they need to do more flexibility training, and it's starting to catch on, I think, where we're getting a shift where people are starting to be more aware of their body and how to take care of it, and that's where chiropractic comes in. Chiropractic is, like I was saying before, what dentistry is to your teeth, chiropractic is to your spine. Right. So you might work on your muscles and the outsides of your body would look great, but then how healthy is the inside? Right. And what are you doing to work on that? Right. And that's where chiropractic comes in. So as an athlete, as someone who's healthy, you should have a chiropractor, most importantly, before you look for anything else, before you look for your protein supplements or you look for, what you're going to do for your next workout. Sorry about that.
No worries.
That's where I think we're learning now that chiropractic is something that all athletes need, just like in any professional arena, whether it's in baseball or football or golf. Every professional team has a chiropractor on site because they understand the importance of it.
Now, have you worked with any athletes at a high level?
Well, I like to think that all of my patients are athletes in training, and that they're going to be playing at a high level. So me personally, I don't work with any professional, players per se. Maybe I've worked with a few over time, but what I can say is that everyone who I work with, I always treat them as if they're a professional athlete or they're an athlete in training, and I think that they're the people who need it the most. Right. They're the ones who need to learn about how to work out, how to stretch, how getting adjusted is important, what to eat, what not to eat, what to think, because your mindset is such a huge part of your health.
Absolutely.
And I think that when you get to that high level and you're working with an elite athlete, they already know a lot of those things because they learned it along the way. So for me to work with an elite athlete, it's not as impactful, in my mind, as it is to work with somebody who is interested in becoming an elite athlete or just an athlete.
Okay, I love it. Last thing, Dr. Ackerman, your definition of a visionary.
A visionary? Wow. I think a visionary would be somebody who has the ability to see the long-term effects of what their actions or other people's actions are in the future. Also, maybe somebody who can tap into their gut instinct, listening to what their body and their surrounding senses are telling them, and being able to see it before it happens.
Nice.
All right, Jay, appreciate it.
Thank you for breaking ground, and more interviews to come from this man.
It's coming round back to the East Coast. Check, we Yo, inspired by the music, got the world on my shoulders since a lad with a pad and a pen in his holster. Ride a rhyme, kill a track, ride a rhyme again, kill another track, it's done, time again. Stars got lyrics, I'm not a living legend, not yet, but I'm close, just give me a couple seconds. Then you'll be screaming, y'all want that old star. This upgrade upstart is so avant-garde. Won't sing in this position cause this style is different. Play close attention to the rhymes that I'm kicking. Rhymes that I kick though I always flip. Some will learn the martial law each time I spit around. Been doing this here since '96 to shine. Brighter than a solar flare, I am rare. With the visions of the mission that is really coming near. Got a feeling that it's building, I'm not krillin' in despair. When the feeling something thrilling and only for the spare. Up TM with 3 eyes, take a flight in the air. With my fingers on my temple and my vision so clear. Though I can't beat sell, I can make them feel fair. Hands shaped like a diamond, unmatched but so rare. Foreign league, it's all year, we in here, what? Yo, most cats respect, most cats gon' hate, won't